برای این دشمن خبیث انجام دادن و دارن انجام میدن و برای
In an era where military dominance has long been synonymous with American power projection, a new reality is emerging on the global stage, one that few in Washington or Tel Aviv were prepared for. While the United States flexes its fleet of stealth bombers and advanced fighter jets, another nation, long dismissed as isolated and technologically inferior, has quietly surged ahead in a critical domain of modern warfare. Iran has tested and deployed operational hypersonic missiles. Missiles capable of striking deep into enemy territory, evading even the most sophisticated air defense systems in existence. And they did so, not in secret, but in broad daylight, against real targets.
خبیث انجام دادن و دارن انجام میدن و برای آینده برنامه دارن مجازات سختی است و او رو دچار ضعف کرده. همینی هم که دوستان آمریکاییش وارد صحنه میشن و حرف میزنن نشانه ضعف.
The term hypersonic refers to speeds exceeding Mach 5, 5 times the speed of sound. At these velocities, a missile can travel over 100 kilometers in just 1 minute. That's nearly a mile every second. Unlike traditional ballistic missiles, which follow predictable arcs through the upper atmosphere, hypersonic weapons are designed to maneuver unpredictably during flight. They fly at lower altitudes, making detection more difficult. And once launched, they can change course mid-flight, rendering existing missile defense systems largely ineffective. There are two primary types of hypersonic weapons: hypersonic glide vehicles, launched via rocket booster and then glide toward their target. Hypersonic cruise missiles, powered by scramjet engines that allow them to sustain hypersonic speeds throughout their flight. These technologies are reshaping the battlefield. Nations that possess them gain a strategic edge that cannot be easily countered. And now, Iran is among them.
For years, Western analysts have underestimated Iran's military-industrial complex, but recent events tell a different story. In what many are calling a historic demonstration of capability, Iran successfully launched the Fattah 1 and Fattah 2 hypersonic missiles, hitting multiple targets across Israel, including Tel Aviv, Haifa, and Ashdod. These strikes bypassed Israel's vaunted multi-layered air defense system, including the Iron Dome and Arrow interceptors, considered among the most advanced in the world. US and Israeli officials have downplayed the significance of these attacks. Some have even attempted to cast doubt on whether the weapons used were truly hypersonic. But the evidence is clear. Missile tracking data, satellite imagery, and independent assessments all confirm that these were not ordinary ballistic projectiles. These were next-generation weapons, fast, agile, and effective. Iran has joined an elite group of nations, alongside Russia and China, that now field combat-ready hypersonic platforms.
خبیث انجام دادن و دارن انجام میدن و برای آینده برنامه دارن مجازات سختی است و او رو دچار ضعف کرده. همینی هم که دوستان آمریکاییش وارد صحنه میشن و حرف میزنن نشانه ضعف.
Meanwhile, the United States, despite decades of technological superiority and billions invested in defense research, has yet to deploy a single operational hypersonic weapon. Russia, by contrast, fields several hypersonic platforms, including the Kinjal, Zircon, and Avangard. China's DF-17 missile threatens US bases across the Pacific, capable of precision strikes at hypersonic speeds. And now, Iran stands shoulder to shoulder with them. This shift is not just about hardware. It reflects a broader transformation in global power dynamics, where access to cutting-edge military technology is no longer monopolized by Western powers. It also signals a growing capacity within countries like Iran to innovate independently, often under intense economic and political pressure. Despite crippling sanctions and constant diplomatic isolation, Iran has developed an indigenous defense industry capable of producing advanced weaponry without relying on foreign imports. This self-reliance is not only a matter of national pride, it's a survival strategy.
But this story is not only about missiles and military capabilities. It's also about resilience. Following Israel's retaliatory strike on Iranian soil, a powerful wave of national unity swept across the country. What many expected to be a moment of internal dissent turned into a rare display of solidarity. Even prominent critics of the government, such as actor Reza Kianian, voiced strong support for the nation's right to defend itself. His words resonated deeply. Iran has existed, exists still, and will endure.
You heard Benjamin Netanyahu say that there are leaders that are packing their bags and leaving. Do you believe that this Iranian regime can be toppled?
Absolutely. It's just a matter of time. I believe that for 44 years. It's not a matter of if, but a matter of when. But now we have a tremendous opportunity. Last time we spoke, I mentioned that the regime is at its weakest. As of last 3 days, the regime is 10 times weaker than it was 2 weeks ago. So at this stage, I think the Iranian people obviously realize that the playing field has been more equalized for them to give them finally an opportunity to rise and get rid of this regime. Because we always believe that the ultimate solution to the problem is for this regime to no longer be there. Not at the hand of foreign troops or countries, but at the hand of the Iranian people themselves. The Iranian people are the boots on the ground that we need. What they need, however, is solidarity from the free world to once and for all get rid of the problem, help Iranians overcome this regime, and put an end to all the threats that this regime has been the root cause of for decades now in the region and beyond.
State media capitalized on this sentiment, focusing not on ideological divisions, but on the collective strength of the Iranian people. Leader Ayatollah Khamenei himself praised the extraordinary unity displayed in the face of aggression. There were no major protests against the government's response, no signs of panic, no shortages, despite the severe economic pressures imposed by Western sanctions. Instead, what emerged was a unified front, a reaffirmation of national identity rooted in both Islamic values and Persian heritage.
The IDF launched Operation Rising Lion to confront an existential threat to the State of Israel. In 12 days, we operated with accuracy and met our goals. We struck deep into Iran, setting back its military nuclear program, its ballistic missile capabilities, and eliminating those who led the effort to destroy Israel. During the operation, I stayed in close contact with my American counterparts. Our friendship is based on common values and a shared desire to achieve stability in the region. Operation Midnight Hammer was accurate, powerful, and had great achievements. While operating above the skies of Tehran, we stayed alert on 6 other fronts. 50 hostages are still in captivity in Gaza in the hands of Hamas. Bringing them home and dismantling Hamas remains our mission. I salute the brave men and women of the IDF who rose to the challenge with courage. Operation Rising Lion will be remembered in history as one of Israel's most daring and successful operations, a defining moment for Israel, the Jewish people, and the world. The IDF will continue to defend the people of Israel and ensure the safety of our state and our future.
Israel's attack, rather than weakening the regime, strengthened domestic resolve. Iranians rallied behind their country's legitimate right to self-defense, rejecting foreign interference and supporting scientific progress, including peaceful nuclear development. Analysts warn that external pressures often backfire in societies with a long history of resistance and endurance. Iran, with its ancient civilization and complex modern identity, fits this pattern. As reformist analyst Fayyaz Zahed noted, what has saved Iran is not a delusional ideology, but its ancient history and the experience of surviving invasions. This is a crucial insight. Iran is not merely a product of its current government. It is a nation shaped by millennia of struggle, adaptation, and continuity. Foreign aggression may shake its leadership, but it does not fracture its foundation.
مجازاتی که ملت ایران و نیروهای مسلح ما برای این دشمن خبیث انجام دادن و دارن انجام میدن و برای آینده برنامه دارن، مجازات سختی است و او رو دچار ضعف کرده. همینی هم که دوستان آمریکاییش وارد صحنه میشن و حرف میزنن نشانه ضعف.
Looking ahead, the message is clear. Iran's future must be decided by Iranians themselves, not by foreign powers or international media narratives. The Islamic Republic has shown it can adapt when national survival is at stake, whether through technological advancement, military preparedness, or strategic messaging. Tehran has proven its ability to respond effectively to existential threats. But true progress must come from within, through a balance between tradition and innovation, faith and reason, sovereignty and diplomacy. Iran's rise as a hypersonic power marks a turning point, not just militarily, but politically and symbolically. It signals the end of unchallenged Western dominance in military affairs. It reinforces the idea that power is no longer concentrated in a single bloc, and it underscores a fundamental truth in geopolitics. Nations that survive centuries of invasion, occupation, and upheaval do not fall easily. They evolve, they endure, and sometimes they surprise the world.
این اتفاق که این طرف همه دست عراق میشن این همه رو داره عینک کل چشمدانی یه نظر دست چون اونجا الان نون بچه خیلی شلوغه اینجا
In a world where the rules of war are changing faster than ever before, one thing remains certain. Underestimating Iran has become a costly mistake.
مجازاتی که ملت ایران و نیروهای مسلح ما برای این دشمن خبیث انجام دادن و دارن انجام میدن و برای آینده برنامه دارن، مجازات سختی است و او رو دچار ضعف کرده. همینی هم که دوستان آمریکاییش وارد صحنه میشن و حرف میزنن نشانه ضعف.